So, it is about 6:01 or so on Thursday, November 3rd. Welcome to November, everyone. I'm gonna call the regular select board meeting to order. First thing is to adjust agenda. I heard a rumor from somebody that he had something to add.
We've got a couple things to add and a subtraction.
Oh, subtractions are good.
This stuff's hot off the press.
Okay.
So we'll just add item 3 manufacturer's license for Telia Processing LLC. It's for item 4, the select board to approve purchase of an F-550 from Memorial Valley Ford with an estimated cost of $125,000 at the most.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
me
would
too.
hope so too.
I'm gonna pass that one to Tom.
Tom's confused already.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
am.
What was being subtracted from
Yeah,
this?
what,
That's what Casey told me. For a price,
For what?
for the 550,
For the chassis or
for the whole thing.
for the whole thing? Yeah, we'll see.
We could do not to exceed
Didn't
125.
we just buy one of those?
yeah, we did it. We could
Can we
look
What's
talk
at
that?
about it in
The
the
550?
item?
Hold on, item
Yeah.
3, and then just subtract the town attorney during the executive session. I've got the update.
So we won't have the attorney.
It's just a discussion.
Okay.
Per 1 VSA
I'm
313 stuff.
Yep,
Okay.
litigation. Yep. And I just have the update. I can provide it, and we don't have to pay him to be here.
Got it.
Saving us some money because I spend it like water, right, Dan?
I don't, you keep bringing it up.
All right. Any other additions or subtractions are always welcome as well.
I move we accept the agenda as amended.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That's everybody. So motion carries. Communication from the audience. Audience is a little thin again tonight.
I invited people.
Yeah, we need to start inviting people.
I
Maybe
invite
cookies.
everybody I see on
We
Thursday.
need to start a 50-50 or something.
Yeah.
So, next is select board to approve minutes from last time, which was October the 20th. I thought minutes looked good.
Motion to
To
accept.
approve. Second?
Yep.
There you go. They can have it.
All right, any discussion on those minutes? All in favor of approving minutes as written, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries and sign, heading back. Okay, town manager's report.
Okay. I finished the draft VORAC grant agreement that the state sent. It was sent back to Forest Parks and Rec with the changes and additions as requested. So hopefully we'll have a finalized grant agreement in the next couple weeks.
And this is for the bridge and the park.
Correct. This
Bridge
is,
and-
is the 200,000.
Yep.
Yeah. Myself, Tom Fadden, and Bill Norris from Engineering Ventures dug beside the north abutment this week of the pedestrian bridge. I can tell you the reason why we did that, if you'd like to know. And we found the abutment to be 3 feet 9 inches with no footing. This means that both abutments will need to be replaced, but this isn't a big replacement.
It's
Not a very big abutment, and it's well
pretty
off-
out of the river.
It's out of the river, up on the bank, so it's good to fix it and do it right. Yep. Do you wanna know why we dug it up?
I think
To
you
see
were
how it was.
suspicious. Yeah.
Well, if one of the bridge designs that we are proposing, we're asking the public to weigh in on, has a 3-foot carrying beam, a girder.
Yep.
So we'd have to cut the abutment down to place it at the same elevation. So if we cut it 3 feet,
We still have 9 inches.
we have 9 inches of a footing. So that was just to cover our butts. We had a meeting with the community development coordinator, the planning commission chair, and the zoning administrator with locomotion. To discuss signage and roadway painting scenarios for bikers exiting the rail trail to travel downtown. They provided us with a report that includes segments and recommendations on how to set up the loop. The report is in the folder.
Oh, missed it.
Yep. They're just
I missed the folder, I didn't see anything in the folder at all.
there's just recommendations.
No, nothing, no folder.
It didn't come in till this afternoon.
Some of this stuff was a little late. But you can get on the folder, right?
Well, yeah, but I have employment on Thursdays.
Okay.
It doesn't always put me in front of a laptop.
Well,
Maybe we can get them to us like on Wednesday at least.
yeah, that's a good idea. Can do that.
So,
There's
what's the loop?
the loop comes down off of here.
So do you see the silly painting they're doing out on the streets?
I do.
They would put people in jail for that in the old days. Thought we were a billboard state.
What?
All those bicycles.
What about that?
Those have been in the state plans since the beginning of the project.
Wow.
What bicycles?
The bicycles all over our town.
You don't like bicycles?
Not painted
No, no,
on the
no,
road
they're
every
painted in
50
the
feet.
They're painted on both lanes.
Yeah.
There's probably 100 of them right now.
There are.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah. It's
All the way from Oak Street up through
It-
South Main.
I haven't seen
What
They-
a waste of money, man.
They were doing them
They
today.
wonder why we can't drive on half the roads in the state.
take it up with your local legislator.
Yeah.
I mean,
But this is not about painting bicycles on the.
So this
lanes.
is-
these are
is
just
about painting a bike
recommendations.
lane.
We
But
don't.
these, so what are these? These are more painting?
I,
Additional painting?
This would be, my understanding is. it's
On our
a-
dime? Nope.
it's nothing that I'm just saying that this is what we got, and I'm presenting it.
So I'll ask
I am
again,
not-
every time we talk about the rail trail, I'm gonna ask, so what's the maintenance plan for the rail trail? I'm gonna ask it every time now.
State of
Okay.
Vermont.
That's the state of
Alright.
Vermont.
Hope I live long enough to see this.
No, I mean, I share your skepticism, but
Well,
that's the
you
plan.
can't share it very much because we should start
I'm-
talking about it and dealing with it. So let's move on.
Let's talk about it. Let's bring it up under new business.
All right.
I'd like to hear what you
Not
have to say,
tonight.
Dan.
Not tonight.
Okay.
Not tonight, okay.
Uh,
Alright.
Go ahead.
Black Dirt Farm is looking for more involvement with the composting pods project. They are at approximately 35% of their capacity and are looking for additional participation at all their pod locations. If you're interested, contact Black Dirt Farm or the town manager's office for more information, or if you'd like to sign up to use the pods. And the website link is in the report, and we will post that on the website again. Tom Gilbert reached out to me this afternoon, and
It's
they
not
need.
free, but it's cheap, right?
It's
Right.
not
It is
free,
cheap.
but it's
It's
very
dirt
cheap.
cheap.
It's dirt cheap, and it's funded
It's very
with a
cheap, and
grant.
it's a lot less than having to drive it over to All Metals, or.
Well, the
if-
whole idea is
and
to
you
have
can
local
compost
community.
everything that's, including meat, and it's what people, the pilot project that happened when we had that set up down there by the old bank building, it's what people said they really wanted, and so it's hard to understand why people aren't taking advantage of it. I'm on it, I subscribe to the one in our neighborhood, pretty
Right.
great.
It's like $2 a month.
Yes.
Yeah.
Take two
Yeah,
dollars.
and it's a pilot project. They-
But-
And all you gotta do is drive by and put your stuff in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You don't have to take care of it.
no,
And I've discovered that the only thing I throw in the garbage anymore is packaging.
Yeah, there's an
You
awful
know?
lot of that,
Oh
though.
my goodness.
There's
And-
an awful lot of that.
and when
that's
Amazon
not
goes out of
recyclable.
business, you won't have to do packaging.
I don't do
Cross your
Amazon.
fingers that they go out of business. Amazon and Twitter,
I mean, it's a really great thing that.
Twitter packaging,
yeah.
it's a lot less trash, like
yes, yeah.
trash. 'Cause
Yeah.
all
Alright, keep going.
Yep,
Sorry. We can
you're,
get-
don't apologize.
Pay attention, go ahead.
I would like to move forward with the municipal planning grant to have a feasibility and scoping study done for the relocation and construction of the new town garage on the Cary Road property. In doing so, we will need a formal resolution signed by the select board. I would like an informal nod by our board so our community development coordinator can prepare the resolution and start on the grant. I don't wanna get in the position we were in last time, where Tracy got a majority of the grant done and we said we weren't gonna do it. I don't wanna waste our time.
I wanna do it.
An informal
So
nod.
we're back to, we decided we're gonna do it over there.
I'd
This
like
is
to
a feasibility and
look at the
scoping study.
feasibility. Yeah,
The
First.
the rescue squad hired an engineering firm
Yeah.
to do a feasibility and scoping study for both this property and that property. So they're working on this simultaneously with us, and I'd like to get on the same page with them.
can we even have it?
Well, I didn't hear that in the meeting we had the other day, I didn't hear we were on the same page.
I thought we
Really.
were.
Not 100%, I don't,
No?
he didn't seem like they wanted to really be down
They
there,
want a separate building.
which is fine,
Right, they're,
Oh, you mean with rescue?
yeah.
yeah,
But don't we wanna look at putting our stuff down?
Well, yeah, yeah.
This
but
is,
It seemed as rescue was, they just didn't seem to think that, Tim didn't seem to sound as though that was their first option, especially once this flooding thing came up. But maybe it's.
yeah, I don't think
They
I think he's
decided
still,
yet.
I think Plan A and Plan B still have the same weight.
So but this is to look, so for the town to slowly look over here.
well, Tom, do you have any,
I'll be retired, so.
yeah, but there'll be a new,
Me
Road
too,
foreman.
probably. Me too, I'm sure.
but
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I just,
what do you think about being down there?
It's fine by me. I mean, give us some much more space that we need, bigger garage. That's what we need anyways.
yeah, I've looked at it 2-3 times. It's big too.
Yeah.
It would be big once you get it all leveled out, so.
So if we had feasibility
And the
study.
flooding thing doesn't really matter because
You go up
we
Cary
go
Road.
that way when it is flooded, that's the way we go around, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just a concern.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's
And
legitimate.
I think we addressed that concern.
But I think
Yep.
we could fix that.
Oh,
Yeah.
because Route 14?
Just,
No, just a bridge.
if Cooper Brook
Cooper
floods,
Road floods
Right.
sometimes.
then we would need to get emergency
And I don't
vehicles
think
up
we've
and
ever not
around
driven
the
through it
town.
anyway, you guys have. It's never, trucks have always been able to drive through it anyway.
Right.
Yeah, because we've gone down through there with a ladder
Yeah.
truck before to get, Jerry Hall and those guys out of the trailer before.
So that's fine, I'm just thinking, yeah, let's do it, let's get
Well,
started, do something.
Would we do a feasibility study that looked at moving down to Cary Road and versus
I'd like,
staying? Or would we
I-
just look at moving down?
we can incorporate,
Can we do like a high-level one, to decide which property?
Yeah.
Not like a,
We can
let's look at both properties and compare both properties
Pros and
versus,
cons,
that's kind of what the rescue squad is doing.
right,
and get a recommendation,
like a 80,000-foot level deal, instead of
like this is a
worrying about whether we can do this or not right now, but just kind of with the expectation we could do either one. That's a good idea.
The expectation we do either one. So, pro for both properties.
Yeah.
I think if we're gonna do it, we need to decide and get going, so yeah.
Yep.
It'd be nice to have that based on, some more outside
Right.
information.
Well, they're gonna look at all the things that we've talked about and think we know about, but they'll find out.
Yeah, so yes, please. proceed.
Informal nod. All
You
right,
got it,
got it. So you'll see a resolution in the near future.
excellent.
So I just want to let the public know that we have the bridge survey on the website. And it's also on Front Porch Forum, so click on the link, fill out the survey. It's everything, it's all the same slide decks that they had at the open house. And we'd like as much input as possible.
We have a deadline for that,
10 days.
10 days from yesterday, yeah.
Yep.
okay.
And the date for that is
10 months.
10 days from
Well,
yesterday. It's the Friday,
10 days from
Eleven.
yesterday.
11.
It's the 11th, so it's, okay,
yeah.
We can keep it up through that weekend too if you want.
yeah.
Push it through the weekend.
You say 10 days and it's not quite sure, I just wanted
Yeah.
to give people a real date.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's all I got. I can't wait till new business. Looking forward to that.
all right. Next up, road foreman's report, Mr. Fadden.
Graveling's continuing. I believe we got Magville area completed. We got West Hill area down through Tucker Brook done, Bunker Hill. Today they concentrated around the village, all of our dirt roads around here. Got those all gravelled and buffed up, back up and stuff. We are dwindling down on our pile. We do have a pile over at the garage, but I think tomorrow will probably be the last day. We'll probably be hauling for a while. Because the following week, I think we'll be up on, did you meet with Doug today, or?
I haven't.
You haven't? Okay. We're gonna try to do a little bit of ditch work here to cross off some of our red spots on, bottom of Bunker Hill. So we'll start right at the very bottom and work our way up to the very first knoll. There, up through the brook, across the bridge, up through there, so if we can't get that knocked off. We had a sewer situation up in Hideaway that we had to replace some pipe up there. We got that dug up and got that completed and done. There's a water leak up there that we talked to the owner about this morning. We shut that off and gave her a couple names, cause it is beyond our shut off up there. But we will be willing to go up and trace the line for her and stuff like that, so. Besides that, plow frames are on. We're emptying out the old salt shed where we had some storage in there so we can double up on our salt. It's gonna be a little bit different because where our salt shed is now, we're gonna have to dig that out and bring it around and dump it in the old salt shed.
Where's the old salt shed?
The old salt shed is right in front of the rescue squad building, right straight in.
The old creamery building?
Yeah.
Just just a different
Same
size?
building, just different.
This
Right.
is in the event of the rail strike. They're recommending if they go on strike, we're not
A
gonna.
rail strike?
Yeah.
So,
I'm pretty out of the loop.
so
anyway.
yeah,
Do you know
so
what?
I listened to Woodbury's
Yeah.
select board last night. And M. Brown in East Montpelier just put up a new thing, and he's gonna be distributing American salt, rock salt or whatever too. So they were gonna check with him.
Jim Brown, I
How
know.
much salt?
You know where
do
M.
they-
Brown is, up on Town Hill in East Montpelier? Before Meckelson's, you take a right and go the back way into Montpelier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Down in the sag there, he's on the left. He's
okay,
a landscaper.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
But he just put up one of them big new white hoop deals. He
Who's
had
the
salt
Barnes?
anyway.
yeah.
He did salt anyway in the winter, but yeah, they're talking, Alfie was talking about contacting him because he's gonna be a distributor as well. Because they're having
Oh,
trouble.
a middleman. That's a
Yeah.
good idea. We should buy our stuff from a middleman
Yeah.
and not get it from the source.
Well, if you. No,
Cause I know they're 90, right now we're beginning.
no, we're
at
talking
30.
about a shortage, you know,
Yeah.
that's
I
what
know.
I was talking about,
Yeah,
so.
we're gonna try to,
Middleman's better than no
Yeah.
man.
we're gonna try to stockpile
David.
it. I know.
Because I know our problem with Barrett's is, and that's why we also had a contract with DuBois and they were American rock salt. Whenever you call Barrett's up, if you're down 2 loads like we normally would do, you call them up and ask them to do more. It might be a week and a half sometimes. By the time you get that salt, you might be depleted. DuBois is very good. You call them up, within 2 days you would have loads of salt. So we were kind of playing it both ways because I knew Barrett's would be here in a week and a half and DuBois could be here right off. The only other place I did find out where Stowe, they were on the news where they get their salt from out of Canada.
Yep.
It's called Compass Minerals, I believe it is up there. I don't know how much they are getting it for per ton, because they get theirs off from barges, I guess, from what they were saying on the news and stuff like that. So we get ours from rail.
Huh. Huh. So they come in on, so it's different, so they're.
Yes, everything's totally different, Eric. I mean, American rock salt and cargo both comes in off the rail,
Yeah,
and they get offloaded. You know, of course, they all get dumped on the ground
yeah.
and stuff, and they always load in silos and stuff. So. We'll deal with it when it comes.
And there's gonna be a rail strike, is that what's, I
Maybe.
usually
Potentially.
forgot
Maybe.
any idea about what's happening in the world. So, okay. All right,
Oh, we are.
yeah.
Paying attention.
You're paying attention, that's good. That's
But, yeah.
good. We,
So the other thing we
we
got,
could go for less, we could use less salt,
good luck.
all right. Okay,
If we have less snow and ice, we could use less salt.
Yep, absolutely.
That's a big bet.
Okay.
Well, the way the
Might as
weather's
well buy a
going for
lottery ticket.
November, it may be the case.
Hope so,
Never
cross your
know.
fingers, you never know, never know. The other thing that got done today was, our last paving project of the year, Montgomery Road. That intersection up, off from Center
Oh.
Road, that finally got done and paved, so that's completed, so.
And I was gonna say how to turn out, but we wanna know.
Everybody
is-
was giving him the thumbs up instead of the other finger, so I think everything went well
Okay,
up
good.
there, so,
Alright, but what we really wanna know is how well it goes through winter and spring.
yes,
Yeah.
yep. So, hopefully it will hold up real good. And the only other thing I got, did everybody see it in the packet? This, I don't wanna vote on this tonight, this is for your guys' info and stuff like that. These are firm prices that you see in front of you right now, okay? So I only did John Deere and Cat because we can get all the equipment in that one spot.
Okay.
Other dealers, you know, they might have a loader and excavator, but not a grader. Some might just have an excavator. So I just went with these two themselves for like a package deal. So if you look at the first column where John Deere is, that is the total price of the machine themselves. The second column where the trade is, that's what they're giving us for each piece of equipment. The trade for the 98,000 for the loader, that is both loaders combined, okay?
Okay,
All right, and then the last column way over to your right, that would be the total price of the equipment. So,
It's the same with the cat loader too, both?
yes, everything down to the same
Two
thing, yeah,
loaders, yeah.
yeah. So Cat, you see their price, their trade value, what they wanna give us in their overall cost. The other one, just down below where I got it highlighted, where it says 772 all-wheel drive, that's a 6-wheel drive grader, if we would wanna go that way. And that would be the overall cost more of that. Same thing with the Cat down below. So then you go way down through, and of course you see where Cat would be cheaper for an overall package deal. So the option A, which is the first one, where you see 597, 400 for John Deere, and 577, 900, they would be $19,500 cheaper. If you went with the option B, which is 636, 600, and 613, 900, they would be $22,000 cheaper. That would be for the all-wheel drive version of the grader.
and are those, I did poke around online a little bit while I was waiting for something else today.
Yeah, because
and-
Eric, or, Opie told me about options and stuff.
Yeah.
The only difference that we're getting on the grader would be a front blade from what we have now. Right, what we have now would be the same exact grader with a wing. The only difference is we would be adding a front blade to it.
On both of these, though.
On both of them, yes. And the only difference on the excavator is that we would be adding on a thumb. And that is it, from what we have right now. Those are the only two options that we went with.
But I noticed like on, I can't remember now if I was looking at John Deere or Cat's website, but there were like 7 or 8 options you had to choose.
Oh,
for the loader.
there's options you can get. Cat has joystick controls.
Yeah.
What we have right now is what I call a Christmas tree, because there's,
Yeah.
well, there's 14 levers in a cab. That's exactly the same thing that we're getting right now with both of these.
Okay,
With the joysticks control, you're adding another $10,000 to it. Now, the other options, I mean, you're just basically glorifying your machine and bringing up the price. These machines will do what they need to do.
okay.
The other option is, I know we talked about a roller for the back of it. Now, you're talking anywhere between $35,000 to $40,000 more for a roller.
They could always add on later.
That you can add on later. I mean, you would just have to tell them they would have to add the auxiliaries to the back of the machine right now. But, yeah.
But
So
it's something
anyways.
you tow like a trailer or not?
Yes, it actually has 2 hydraulic pistons that you can actually pick the
Mounted.
thing up when you're going down the road.
Right.
And the other thing
Can you
is,
put down
you can
pressure
actually
too?
put
Yeah.
down pressure on it, and you can actually pick the ass in the machine off the ground. And then there's another option that goes with it, where you can actually slide it off to one side, where you can put the roller into the ditch and roll the ditches if need be. I mean, there's so many options with these things, and it just I mean, the price just keeps going up.
So what's in the budget for it, do you?
Well, the budget wise, I think we got 125 in there for the excavator, because we were thinking about buying the excavator outright and then lease to buy the loader and the grader. And I think she has 55,000 a year in there for right now, I think, somewhere like that.
Okay,
How long is this a firm bid good for?
30 days,
30 days
30 days
from today?
from today. And then at the beginning of the year, the only, Cat didn't say anything, but John Deere said at the beginning of next year, the loader and excavator, she didn't have a price on the grader yet. Both those machines will be close to going up to $10,000 more.
and, what's the lead time in getting these machines?
Lead time is between 6 months to a year.
So the only thing you're locking in is the price.
Pretty much. I mean, we might have
That's a really
the
long
excavator if we went that way early spring,
Oh, that's good, cause that's the.
but then the loader would be, midsummer, maybe towards fall, and grader would definitely be, well, if we were to say yes today, it would be snow on the ground.
So the excavator, of all those things, the excavator is the one that we most wanna replace.
This is just for your thoughts and stuff tonight, Danny. I
Right.
don't want no decision
No,
or anything.
no, that's
This is-
fine.
And
Just
then
wanted-
Casey can run the numbers for you
Yeah.
guys to get a better, because she's not here today, and I just finally finalized this today with John Deere.
But
So,
you think, service-wise, you think one's better than the other? I mean, United's new now, so you don't know.
Right,
It could be anything.
right. I don't know, Dan. I mean,
I think they're probably, yeah, it's,
flip a coin. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah,
depends on if they got that little module you need or not.
yes.
That's all it depends on.
Right. But yeah, so food for thought, there it is.
Okay,
So,
so mostly apples to apples comparison.
yeah,
across.
each machine is comparable with the other one.
Yeah.
I made sure of that, because I called one dealer up, said, well, this is what they're giving me for, grader, loader, and whatever, and, well, this one says, well, this one's not this one's actually this size, so I call back that, oh, yeah, you're right, this is that one, so, yes, these are apples to apples
Okay.
for each size piece of equipment.
What do they do with the stuff they take and trade in? I mean,
I think a lot of it will go to auction.
and who buys it?
Fools like me.
Yeah. No, it's true, though. People like me or Danny or,
Private sector.
yeah,
Private sector.
or like, ooh, I can get this big excavator for only $20,000.
Yeah,
Boys and their toys.
Yes,
that's where it goes bad, right there.
that's. Okay,
That's all I got.
Thank
all
you.
right, yeah, that's good, thank you.
I ain't got a typewriter over there, I mean, a fancy computer, so,
Yeah, you do.
so I got a, yeah,
You got legible handwriting, that's all you need.
yeah. It came over on the Mayflower, so.
Okay. All right, thank you. Next up is police department report given by Mike Henry.
I'll be short. I think everything's going pretty good over there, personnel-wise. We're doing very well. We did get 5 new portable radios, well, not new. We got used portable radios from Orleans County Sheriff's Department. They're XT 2500s. They weren't compatible for what they needed them for. They were originally Newport PD radios. Jen Harlan bought them, couldn't use them, they weren't compatible for her, so she donated it to Hardwick Police.
And they do work for you.
Well, I believe so. I talked to Burlington Communications, they said, yep, they should be good, so we're gonna get those down there, they're gonna reprogram them, and I think we should be good. But they're good Motorola radios.
Donated sounds like free.
Yes,
Wow.
Good work.
so the only thing we gotta do is just pay for the programming on them and buy a couple of chargers. She didn't have any chargers for us, so, but we're good there. So we've done, we're gonna do away with, we had a couple of cell phones there, and we're gonna do away with those, and we're gonna get 3 iPads and put those right in the car. They're gonna have our records management system right on there, so we have everything right there at the fingertips instead of what they had before was the big mobile data terminals in there, and they're just too big in the car. So this way we can get the information we need right there at our fingertips. We can also use these for phone calls right in the car, because radio service in a lot of places is not very good, so this will be an extra backup for that. Excuse me. Other than that, the sedan car that we did have, that has been taken up to be stripped. And we did finally get the last of the parts in for the new vehicle that we have. So hopefully within the next 2 weeks, we'll have the next one out on the road. And then we'll have a sedan for sale at that point.
And you already sold one?
We sold
recently,
one
right?
sedan. Got what we wanted out of it. So,
Great,
yeah. So,
awesome.
yeah, so probably in the next 2 weeks, we'll have the next one for sale.
Did you have much of a turnout for the whole drug take-back day? I know that you guys have the collection thing up there all the time, right?
Yeah, we have the collection up there all the time. People are welcome to come up there and drop them. We try and leave that first door open when we're in there, and you just come in, you can drop them on your own. Yeah, I'm trying to think how many, I don't want to be quoted, but I think it was 30 pounds worth of stuff we took in. So, I think that's what it was.
Good.
Yeah.
Questions? for-
That's what it is, the pen.
What?
Where's that, how the hell is that coming from?
It's an earthquake coming.
Oh, this building is stone.
I think trick or treat went,
Oh,
no
yeah.
issues with
Smoothly.
that, smooth, no issues. Same thing with the trunk or treat, no issues on Cabbage Night
Great,
that we know of, so
great.
I think things were good, yeah.
It was awfully nice weather for it this year.
It was.
Yes, really
For
nice.
once, we didn't have to wear parkas over there out.
Rain.
No rain or
No
snow.
rain.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
pretty nice.
I think the only thing we had to do was take a cone out of a tree,
Okay.
take one off a roof. So,
That's not bad.
No.
Yeah.
No, you gotta have a little bit of shoes.
It's
Yeah.
probably Danny.
Yeah. Keeping you on your
No,
toes.
I got that cone stills at my house on my staff. I remember thinking of bringing it back, but.
All right, thank you. Next up, select board to review and consider approval of cultivator's license for Timothy Fuller. No Timothy Fuller?
No.
Okay. And
He's gone through his DRB.
he's the one that we had the DRB
Yes.
of the whole thing. And
Yes.
done all the performance
Yep.
standards and whatever.
Correct.
And,
Cape Brook.
no, East Hardwick,
Mountain View Road.
there we go.
Yep.
Yeah, the state can't tell us, but the DRB can
It's
tell
a
us.
small,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
small.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Apparently he's been there, he's switching from him to, you know,
Upgrade,
upgrade.
going to eye test.
Yes,
More power to him.
yep. So,
Did you see the guy that invented the dryer cooker
oh,
thing?
no,
Him and his wife, yeah, it's a big deal.
In Vermont?
So, yeah, they manufacture them and it takes it to the right dryness or whatever.
Moisture content.
Yeah, moisture content and it preserves it there.
dude, I didn't even know we were gonna have a
He
rail
was
strike.
shipping one,
I don't-
he's shipping a commercial grade one to Plainfield, it was like 40 grand for one. But yeah, it's the latest and greatest.
Alright,
It's, they said there's like 300, I have some number of related businesses, cannabis-related businesses, like his is manufacturing.
yeah. Huh,
So
right.
Basically, having beef jerky to. And he can't make enough of them.
Wow.
Couldn't get rid of them.
Is that what he did before with it, beef
I
jerky?
don't know, I think so. It's
Apples.
in my head. I
Dried
don't know.
apples.
I might have dreamt it, but.
Not to.
Dried
Back
apricots?
to anything, but, so when the DRB reviews this.
Yeah,
Do they, like, so when we do the liquor licenses and stuff, we ask the police department if there've been any issues.
Right.
Since this is an existing business that's transitioning to a different thing,
mm,
does it get checked whether, because there's somebody over there in East Hardwick who's been doing hemp stuff that there've been some questions about, I thought.
don't know.
And
Well, I don't know. I agree with you. I don't know the
So
rules.
I just wonder whether the DRB, does anybody ask the police
I mean, they
department, if
don't
there have
give
been
us like a
issues.
recommendation, we
Right.
just, if they pass the test, then we let it go, so. It's not like they're, I don't know. It doesn't
Yeah.
appear to me we do anything to it.
Yeah, from
I don't-
my
I'm
read was
confused
that we
about it.
don't have, that the only thing we're really doing is checking to see, like, we're not really much, we're just checking
think
to see
that's-
that
well-
they went
Put
through the
ourselves on the
Yeah.
hook for saying yes.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing. Is we're telling
Yeah.
them
It's a
to do
stop,
it.
it's like another
But if
stopgap.
it's an existing business, and if they've had any issues in the past, we wouldn't
So
know.
it's amazing, so there's
Well, it
really
wasn't
no
licensed.
rules.
It
to
wasn't
do
a licensed,
Nobody's checking
existing
on it,
licensed
nobody's
business.
For hemp.
That's what it seems like.
Okay.
Yeah,
Totally
I don't know
uncontrolled.
what to say. Yeah,
Well, I don't think we can,
I don't think we have a choice.
right,
yeah.
I don't think we can say no.
Are
right.
you making a motion?
I'll make a motion. I
then
don't even
the
know yet.
nuisance standards would be the only
Right,
Yeah.
thing
Right.
we could go by.
and they already had a DRB hearing,
Right.
neighbors came,
Right,
issues were,
They could still appeal it through environment, like,
yeah,
yeah,
none of that's occurring, so.
I have,
or
Not
even
that
if
I've
it
heard.
You know, that's
is,
what we
it's
should,
not.
I mean, you know, that's, maybe those are the things that we should be figuring out.
Checking if
we have had a second person, reach out about,
being on the cannabis board,
Yes.
great.
they're out of town right now, they had some other questions, I'm gonna meet with them next week.
So I'll make the motion to approve the cultivator's license for Timothy Fuller.
Second?
Any more discussion?
Now, is this a business thing, or are we, when we approve these, is it a personal thing, or are they all business ventures, like licensed business ventures?
This is naked hemp, that's what it's called.
So that's what I'm just wondering, so,
It's a cultivator license.
but it can go either to a person or to a business.
Yeah, cause we got, I mean, you just asked to add one that's something
It's a
LLC.
manufacturer. That's a different,
Right, so that's a corporation.
So
So this could be a
manufacturer,
corporation as well.
right.
a cultivator and a
It has to be a business.
It has to be a business.
Yeah, according to the Vermont law, any cultivator,
Uh-huh.
manufacturer.
You have to register it as a business.
Oh,
Secretary
so
of
it has to
State.
be
Yeah, it
registered
has
with
to
the
be a
Secretary of
business,
State.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I figured.
There we go.
So should the motion be to approve the business name or Timothy Fuller?
Naked hemp is the business name.
Yeah, maybe we should say that.
Yeah.
So changed,
So done, yeah.
Amended.
alright,
Second?
alright. Okay, so any more discussion? All in favor of approving the cultivator's license for naked hemp, please say aye.
Aye.
I thought I killed that fly.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, select board to authorize town manager to proceed with using all metals recycling to clean up some junk on a property we acquired via tax collector's deed on Caspian Avenue. Estimated cost about $14,000, and that's the low price.
That is the price, the not to exceed price, it could be less, based on tonnage.
And this is, I don't know if anybody else has seen it, but I was brought up there under false pretenses one day. Yes. And,
By who?
I don't know, it just happened. And, so I got to view it and definitely seems like cleaning
Could
up.
be cleaned up.
Could be cleaned up, seems like the neighbors would appreciate it, and then somebody would probably buy that lot and put some housing there.
Good deal.
Oh, sorry, we have,
Can I say something?
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
Because we're the neighbors to
Yeah.
that property.
okay,
So we've been complaining about that property for quite a few years. It's been,
so you've noticed it.
yeah, it's gotten a lot worse
Yeah.
over the last few years. And we've actually been trying to see about purchasing that property. We've been to the town clerk's office several times, but we never really got a straight on how to do it.
Okay.
Or
To buy
until
it.
the last time, which was maybe a month and a half ago, they told me that I had to call the town lawyer, which I didn't know that about. So I called them.
When was the tax sale?
Yeah, it probably depends when the tax sale was. Anyway, go ahead.
Right, and from my understanding, we should be able to still bid on that property up till before you guys just purchased it. Or
We-
just ended up
so-
getting the property.
I'll explain it. We had to bid on that property last year at tax sale because no one else bid on it.
Okay,
the
and did you know that the
Yeah.
town had to bid on it? Okay.
Yes.
Because I
We,
wasn't real.
it's a default. Like,
Right.
we have to bid on it.
If no one
Well,
bids
it's a
on it.
policy.
It's a policy. Like,
Right, and when I talked to the lawyer, and when I talked to the assistant, they never told me, they just said somebody had bid it on the property already, so it made it sound like that there was no way to
Well, all that
actually try to
all
get
that
the
doesn't
property.
matter, because I think you could still purchase it if you'd like.
yes, you can.
Well, that's what we're
I
here
wouldn't worry
You
about,
don't- you
I
don't
wouldn't worry
wanna
about
own it.
what happened.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
talk about what's gonna happen.
Right, exactly.
So in the end, we are willing to assume the responsibility and the cost of cleaning up the property if we were to own it.
And we would be willing to do that in agreement with the town,
Right.
so that would save them the headaches, the expense.
Work that out. Do we direct the town manager to?
I just think we would.
To work on that.
Yeah, we can
Work
do
on
that.
it. I mean, we don't really wanna talk
And
about
the,
that.
and the biggest reason is that, I mean, it joins our property.
Yeah.
And, you know, we just don't want somebody else moving there and having to deal with the things that we've dealt with for this many years. You know, we want it cleaned up, obviously, and thank you for, you know, gonna do that, we appreciate that, but we just feel that since it adjoins our property, we're definitely interested in the
And
property.
why should it cost the taxpayers money when you have private citizens that are willing to own it and assume the cost of that? Why-
Sure.
I
So
like
our,
As a taxpayer, I
Yeah.
would have preferred that someone else purchase that property and assume the cost of that instead of the town at $14,000.
sure, if we put 14,000 into it, we'd wanna get 14,000 out of it when we sold
Absolutely,
it.
above what you've already got invested.
There's other properties up there, and, I mean, just for an example, there's two other vacant properties that have been up there for years. They just finally sold them, and they're roughly around $30,000.
Yeah,
So if you set on that property and it doesn't sell, the town's paying taxes on that property.
We don't wanna sit on it.
No,
Well, that's the thing, I mean, that's a,
let's,
right, doesn't mean you're gonna sell it.
it's just,
Let's
Opie,
cut to
can
the
you
chase.
work on this? So,
Mhm.
Opie will work on it,
Yeah.
Dean, and get hold of Dean. Let
Yeah.
us know what's up.
Yeah.
This all kind of came to fruition just a couple of weeks
Yep.
ago, and happy to work with you, but I want the end result of this to get cleaned up.
Yep. So,
I don't care who owns it.
right,
And-
and figure out what we gotta do.
We don't want to own it.
Yeah.
right.
I don't think the town wants to own it.
No,
No,
I mean, the only
no.
reason
Yeah, there's
that
nothing there to really benefit from, other than like for us, is that it's just
It's
adjoins
cleaned
our
up.
property and it's cleaned up, and we don't have to worry about somebody else moving there and
yeah,
doing the same thing again. That's my biggest concern.
Right.
and
It's been a nightmare.
the town only buys properties at tax sale because
No one
we
else.
didn't used to years ago, and so there were some properties that nobody ever bid on, and so for years, people didn't pay tax on them because they realized even though their property went for tax sale, nobody was gonna bid on it. So we instituted a policy that if nobody bid, the town would bid, and it was just to encourage people to pay their tax. So
But
we don't really wanna own the property.
Maybe you
No.
guys could educate the other taxpayers in town how that works, how we
'Cause
didn't.
I didn't know, I honestly, I mean, I'm not,
How the tax sale works?
when it comes to dollars, yeah, I had no
But when
idea.
does it come up for tax sale?
So it depends, there's one coming up in
There's
a couple weeks.
one in October,
It's
or in
always,
November.
It used to be in the.
always
paper.
Well, I
advertised
just
in
got the
the
list
paper.
from the town attorney on Monday.
Yeah, 'cause I called them.
And this property is listed on that. There are 19 properties listed,
Mhm.
and the Partlow property is one of them.
Correct, but we redeemed it, so it's not going up for tax sale.
So not all those properties will actually be for sale on the
Right,
day.
some
You
of
can
them-
redeem them to
I
the
mean,
very
we-
last day.
We contacted the town attorney, we got added to that list.
But they never
But
sent
it
anything.
had already come and gone by that point. How does a taxpayer that's interested in a property
Hmm.
avoid the town? I mean, if we didn't know
So
we
the
could
town
bid on
doesn't,
it, how do we bid on it?
the town doesn't do anything until the very last end. It's over tonight at midnight day. So people have time to repay the taxes, a lot of people play the game.
Right.
Right,
So
right.
there's a
Definitely.
time limit there, so,
So those 19
That's when-
properties, there might be 4 on tax day.
right, by the time it gets down to tax day.
And do they still have time after that? They have like a year, right? Or-
That-
Correct, correct.
Okay.
To
So
redeem it.
there's a whole process.
But it doesn't go to tax sale again that year, it only goes.
And that's
It
the
does.
basic thing, I was getting frustrated, because I didn't know,
Right.
Yeah.
nobody really explained it very well to me, so I'm just like,
It-
Handle
I can't,
It's a Byzantine system, I mean, it is.
it's not the
I
clearest.
understand, it's.
And we're just trying to follow the
Right.
law to, but yeah, in the end, we had no intention of owning this property, we just wanted, nobody else bid on it. We had it, so we're like, let's clean it up.
And besides that, if we didn't bid on it and we didn't clean it up, you know, not every neighbor's gonna assume it, so.
Right.
Yeah.
It would've just stayed the way it is if the
I
town-
just think that, you know, we should have the opportunity of what we've been through and what we had to
I
look
think
at
you
for the
do.
last
Yeah.
years, you know, it's been very frustrating. And I'm not a complainer, I
You're
have
fine,
never really
Dean.
complained to
You're
anybody
fine.
about it. I mean, I try not to get, you know, upset about it, but it was very frustrating.
And it's.
When you walk by and it smells like there's a couple dead bodies laying over there and skunks and,
Move on.
you know, mice.
Yeah.
and-
No, it's rough,
Get it?
yeah,
That's why we're trying to make it better.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
so happy to work with you toward the same end.
Thanks.
That's what happened.
Yeah. Great,
He died, yeah.
I'm gonna.
So you'll just get in touch with us? I have one more question. I want to know what's in that thermos over there.
Water, unfortunately.
Sure. Thank you.
Thanks.
Alright, next up is item 3, to select board to consider a tier 3,
Did you guys pass?
process cannabis, a cannabis license for
This one?
Tilia Processing LLC, and that's you? Okay. Thank you for coming.
Just wait.
Do you wanna tell us anything about, like, so, as you may have garnered from our previous discussion, we're new at running the Cannabis Control Board, we haven't actually populated, that we're still looking for volunteers on the board, so in the meantime, the select board is serving as the Cannabis Control Board for the town.
Yeah, if you guys want to walk through the lab and like have a 30-minute educational cannabis kind of one-on-one in the lab, happy to do that.
Okay.
But we've been operating out of that space since 2019 for hemp, natural products in general.
And
So,
where are you?
so Howard Menashe owns the building. It's 85 Industrial Park Road.
Oh, in the
The
industrial
driveway
park.
across Tops, you go up the hill,
Yeah, you're
across
up on the hill.
Sugarman's.
Yep,
Yep, right in there.
yep.
But yeah, we've been extracting, purifying, characterizing natural products since 2019 there under Caddis LLC, and we formed Tilia to participate in the recreational adult program here in Vermont.
Okay, great.
Any
And-
chance that you'll put the name of the business on the sign outside so it doesn't look like the industrial park is empty?
Yeah, we don't plan to. We don't want to really attract too much,
it just looks
folks
like it's
coming up
empty.
and looking. So I think it's being more low-key would benefit
I appreciate
everybody.
Yeah,
More low-key.
Yeah.
Well, that's all fine, it's just,
Lower the
it
keys,
just
the
looks
better.
like it's empty, so then people
Sounds
go
like
up
good
and
to me.
inquire about trying to,
Oh.
yeah.
So what are we doing here?
For the-
Same deal?
yeah, I mean, we don't, so you already have the state,
Let me explain
Go ahead.
what the town has done. They permitted that building for agricultural and forest processing back, a while back. So there's no need for a development review board hearing for this. So Kristen signed, I've got an email from her saying the building is good, the business is good. So there's no zoning for this one.
got it.
It's been,
So we have nothing to do with this.
And you already have the state,
We were approved by the state 3 weeks ago, correct?
Well, here you go.
you're on your own, brother, Danny.
Thank you.
Come on, you gotta move when he's on his own.
Oh.
Make a motion
Wearing a collar?
I move that we do the deal.
that we grant a tier 3.
Tier 3.
and
license.
you'll do the tour?
Yeah, when in the winter. Can we do it in the winter?
I mean, anytime, let me know.
We'll do it.
Just give me 4 days, 4 days heads up, and then
Alright.
we could
Yeah.
plan
I'll
accordingly.
be drunk
Okay.
some Friday night, I'll be banging on the door.
Perfect.
Let me in!
Second.
So the motion is for tier 3, cannabis license for Tilia Processing LLC. Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
That was everyone, so motion carries. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Good luck.
Awesome.
Hope you enjoyed the show.
Yeah, I plan on kind of writing it out. Let's see
I'll
what else
send-
is going to happen tonight.
Every 2 weeks.
I'll send an email to the state licensing board so they know that this
Great,
was
that'd be
approved.
awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
Uh,
So, do they have to have that from us?
Yes.
Okay, from the Cannabis Control Board has to sign up on it. That's what we're doing.
They
this
need,
summer.
Yeah,
they send us a license saying it was approved by the state.
Yeah,
We have to pass it
Yeah.
as the local control commission.
and then back.
And then we say it was passed, they get their license.
so, yeah, and we need to keep working on populating our cannabis.
We have
control
two.
board. Good,
Potentially
Who
three.
does the physical, so this is something outside
Three
of
could
the
work.
town manager's workload, office's workload. You guys are gonna be shuffling, managing all
It's
this.
just an email, and then I
Yeah,
file.
but it's, that's
Yeah.
what's, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, there is one more thing. Yeah,
Okay.
but 3 might work for the cannabis board.
Sure. Yeah.
Three's a start.
Yeah.
Let's do, if you can get 3, let's go ahead and put it on the agenda for next time
I
to,
think it was
Okay.
3 to 5, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
3 would
3 would be an odd number. Perfect.
officially do
be
it.
perfect.
Does 3 include me?
I don't know.
You can
Oh,
sit
that's
on
right,
2
'cause you
boards.
said you
I
would do it,
said I
right?
would way back.
I'll need
Are you
a,
still,
I'll need I need a sealed, signed, attested affidavit
Like
saying that
this.
you want to be on the
Yeah.
commission.
DNA test?
You have to write your letter of interest.
Yeah,
I'm interested.
5 paragraphs, closing and
Get
introduction.
my people on it.
Number 3, maybe.
I'm gonna get them on.
Don't
Yeah,
forget to add your
good.
CV.
Maybe you are the number 3. All right, good, beautiful. Moving on, item 4, we're talking about approving the purchase of a new Ford F-550 from Memorial Valley Ford, which after fit-up, price not to exceed a total of $125,000, which sounds extraordinarily
So,
high for like
no,
a
that's
$70,000
price.
truck.
No.
No.
That's a surprise.
Yeah,
A
everything,
70 Bear, isn't
It's
it?
not
It
your
is-
truck.
yeah.
Isn't it?
It's a
It-
different chassis.
yeah.
Way different.
It's,
The chassis now is 70,000.
right.
Right,
The problem
then-
is,
then you need to
the
go-
municipality discounts are no longer.
yeah,
They are gone.
Really?
yeah.
So that's where we used to get our chassis for, 40,000.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are gone. Those
Those
are
days
history.
are gone.
Those are
So-
bye-bye.
just
And I'm
because,
just asking.
Yes, because of
I don't-
COVID.
Shortage.
because they can do it, because.
Just because of
It
COVID.
seems, so I've worked a lot in the beginning on the equipment, capital
You
equipment.
did,
John and I in the early days.
Yeah.
It was 95 in
And-
the capital.
Yeah, I know, but God, I don't ever remember seeing the year when we were gonna
It was
replace
2022.
Wait a minute.
5 major
all in 1 year.
components all in 1 year. But
We-
that's what it says, that's what it says.
No, it doesn't say that. The F-550 was supposed to be replaced last year,
Yeah.
but they weren't taking
We couldn't get it.
orders.
New
All right,
orders.
Right, yeah, this chassis was actually supposed to be ordered
Yeah.
in March.
that's all, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
way we worked on that
Yeah, we got-
capital thing was
Yeah, this truck was,
grader, loader,
yeah,
Yeah, right. Shouldn't
excavator,
all be-
F-550.
right. The F-550 was supposed to be replaced this year.
Yeah.
All the equipment that you see right now that I just gave you was supposed to be next year's.
Yeah,
But it's gonna take a year after we order it to get it.
Correct.
To get it correct.
so, okay.
Right.
That's fine.
So the F-550 was supposed to be replaced in March, but the problem is Ford shut down the heavy-duty
So
line.
have they even opened it up yet?
Yes, that's why we
Today?
got it in, Saturday, I think, they
They-
opened up the line on it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because the chassis is gonna be about 70. The body setup and everything on that truck's gonna be somewhere around 60 or so.
Yeah, that's just the way it
And
is.
then we have a chassis, if it comes in, say we get lucky in April, we could take our chassis and trade it in towards that and drop down the price. But if it takes 8 months, 9 months, whatever it takes, and then by the time the body goes in, we're gonna have to buy everything outright, run that plow system again, or the truck again, and then the following year you can sell it outright.
Yeah,
Yeah, so,
get her done.
and we have money in our capital for this purchase, for this
Yeah.
purpose, so.
I move we approve the purchase of an F-550 from Memorial Ford for a price not to exceed $125,000.
Second.
So my only question, are we good putting that not to exceed on there? What if they, or is
You
it
don't
gonna come
have-
back at 126, is it? I mean, that's,
Well,
Well,
think
it might come back, Eric, as
We'll still have to trade it.
$140,000.
yeah,
but we got.
Because then you're gonna have to either sell that truck
Yeah.
outright, but if we get the
Right.
chassis in the spring, then we can
so this is
trade
why
that
I'm
in.
wondering about, do we want that in the
Not to
motion?
exceed.
Do we wanna just axe that out of the motion?
Yeah.
Let's
Because-
scratch that out.
Let's scratch that out of the motion.
Just in case, 'cause
Thank you,
Just
Amanda.
barely scratching it out.
Yeah. So we're just gonna say we authorize the purchase,
Yep.
the F5,
No matter what.
From oil.
and the fit out.
Public meeting, we can tell them.
Heather, I want-
$125,000.
We could say price expected
Well,
to
that's
be
just
about
one,
100.
you know,
But that's, yeah,
I
okay.
did, I seconded it.
For the plow frames.
You got it, you got a second on that? Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Great.
All right, we're rolling, baby.
So next, select board reports.
Got 4 minutes.
The townhouse, don't be rushing me. The townhouse, fire escapes that were rotting
Oh,
the side of the
that's great that
building
they're
are gone.
That's
saw it.
great.
And the exterior is, clapboards are repaired, there's a little bit of actual insulation in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're ready in the spring, then the next step is to do the window to door, switch the windows back to doors and doors to windows and all that, but moving ahead.
That was great. It's gonna not rock the
It was
building.
exciting, and it came in under, he bid 10,000 for that job, and he came in at 8,500.
Wow,
And the Northeast Kingdom Arts Council is paying for that.
that's awesome.
Yeah. Guess that's it.
Don't forget to vote on Tuesday.
Don't forget to vote on
How
Tuesday
did
at
that-
the townhouse.
How did the Shebednigan and Ding Dong go yesterday?
Good,
It went well.
good turnout.
How many people?
The
I wanted
bridge.
to ask them
Oh, the
for
bridge.
They
the,
counted at the end, I think it
attendance.
was like 75?
Really?
Maybe not.
That's good.
Good job.
Yeah,
I could be over exaggerating,
yeah.
but
Did you go?
there was quite
I
a,
didn't get to see the pictures.
there was people coming in until 7.
Get this employment
That's
thing.
great.
Yeah, there were.
That's great,
Well, there's everything up.
yeah.
So their pictures though are available.
Everything's in the
You can
survey.
see it all online too.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then on Tuesday, voting day, they're gonna leave some of the information boards. They couldn't leave the actual pictures, but
sticky
some of
dots,
the
yeah.
information boards, are gonna be there.
Good.
If people wanna stop by, even if they've already voted, the place will be open and they can see them. Yeah, that really is it.
I will report that the, the depot is now having a sprinkler system installed. When I think of the amount of money that has been sunk into that 1882 wooden building over the last 20 years, and the fact that it contains stuff about Hardwick's history that cannot be replaced if it burns, it just seemed it would be bad management if we didn't have some way to stop fire if it were to break out, and we're now in the process of putting that on, and the Historical Society is paying for that.
Does it affect the passive? Will it lower our cost for passive, for our insurance?
I don't know. Take that with
We should
Casey.
check that.
Yeah,
With Casey.
That
It'd be Amanda-
replacement
Amanda.
thing, all that stuff, that, it might affect it, might take that down a little bit.
Might, but it might make the building more valuable.
Might,
Mm,
yeah, sometimes you don't wanna ask the question.
Watch out for the tax man.
That's. Any new business? Any old business?
So for old business, can we go back to item 2 just for a minute and clarify what we're asking the town manager to do? So are we approving the cleanup so that that really does get cleaned up and then they can reimburse us if they choose to buy the property?
I don't
Because
think so.
otherwise, how do we end up making
I think
sure
we
that that
need to-
cleanup happens?
I don't think that's what they're thinking. I know if I was to make a deal like that, I would not pay Alma's $14,000. I don't think Dean will, he's got his own excavator. I think,
You could
Yeah,
just,
like if
we
it's
could have a
sweat
I
equity.
just
stipulation.
wanna guarantee that it's gonna
You
get
could-
but
cleaned
I
up.
think you should talk to them and see what kind of deal you can make in your little office there, and then let us know.
Okay.
And maybe there's a way to
Just
just
wanna
have
make
it in
sure it's
writing
really
with
gonna
it.
get cleaned up.
I'm sure there'd be a way to have it in writing that we expect it to be cleaned up,
Yeah, there's gotta be a deed written or something, so.
right? That's part of the sale.
But we, the
And then
open
there's a
meeting
whole,
was the time to start talking with them about that
No.
stuff, especially Dean.
and then there's a whole process, that we follow when we sell property, right? So,
So we gotta kind of figure some things out and
Yeah.
move forward. So,
Okay, I
what
just
I meant was
wanted
move
to,
forward with figuring it out, basically, is what I
So,
meant.
okay. So, as far as selling property, so we have to go by a process.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously, you guys know that.
yeah.
So we can't just negotiate with a single buyer, can we? That's a question I have.
Ask Bill.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's something for you to.
But I don't know.
There is a process.
yeah.
You should look
But
it
it's
up.
it's not a process of,
I don't know it
we
off the top of my
don't,
head.
we don't need to, does the process include multiple bids? Or, I mean, what's the process?
I don't remember.
It's by
It's been a
it's
while.
statute.
Right, but what are you gonna do? somebody's approached
Well,
us.
that's what,
I'll,
he'll just take it back to his office
But I
and
want-
figure it out.
I want to get this property cleaned up before winter.
Well, I agree, but
And-
I think we should talk to Dean, you should talk to Dean
I
and
have.
see what his
And you
intentions
have.
are.
Yeah,
It was pretty clear to me, they have intentions of dealing with it immediately, so we should find out what their plan is, and if their plan is, I'll clean it up and then we'll do the paperwork later, then the deal is nothing we have to worry about, right?
I don't know, as long as it gets cleaned up, that's the thing.
Right, I don't think that this is a property that anybody else has great interest in, is there? I don't care. I just thought it was a good
no,
idea. Somebody did.
I understand what you're saying, I do, but I want the property cleaned up. Like,
Soon.
with a lot, like, there's,
Right.
this isn't a job.
Yeah,
a
so
weekend
just talk
job.
to Dean about it, because he may
Yeah.
say, clean it
Can't
up
call a
and we'll
bunch
give
of
you 14
volunteers
grand
in.
for it, done deal.
Well, we also have like about 6,000 in the property for back taxes.
Talk to Dean.
Water and sewer.
Talk to Dean, David.
I will. I will.
And, yeah, and just find out what the process is, cause I don't remember, it's been a while since we sold a parcel. It seems to me we have sold parcels without like doing a bidding process, but I don't
Figure it
remember
out,
for
let's
sure.
figure it out, let's go.
Yeah, oh, yeah, okay,
Okay,
you'll figure it out, let's go, got it. Any other, whole business? Going once, going twice. How about a motion to go into executive session, per 1 VSA 313 to include the town manager to discuss a potential litigation matter?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
all right.